Quiet on the set. Take one. Action. Quiet on the set. Take one.
Hi, I'm Tony Lankford for the Actors Lounge, and we're here at Absolute Pop, 13th and Sampson in beautiful Center City, Philadelphia. Let's go on in and find out what's going on. Here with James and David of Absolute Pop. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us about your art gallery here. What is it all about?
Well, there's really two sides to it. We have the Absolute Abstract, which was the beginning company that opened 2 years ago, and then Absolute Pop, which just opened last Halloween. Overall, the goal is affordable art that doesn't have to be framed. Kind of a takeaway from what there's always been, the fine art galleries and the poster shops. We're in that middle range that David and I felt no one was really tapping or offering to people. A lot of times because the art and framing stores really want you to do the glass and the matting and that expensive part. Where with us, you just pick your image and it just depends on what size you want, and then it's a much more affordable way to get a piece that looks a lot better than a paper image.
Right. I notice you're right in the heart of Center City. This is 13th and Sampson, isn't it? And it's also called Midtown Village. Tell us a little bit about Midtown Village.
Right. Well, you know, when we first opened the store 2 years ago, I would hear groups of people walk by, little old ladies and people that have been around a long time, and they would say, "Oh my God, Mildred, when did this happen?"
Right.
So, having been in the hotel business for 25 years, we realized that there was no one telling the world about what was happening on 13th Street. And as we all know, to tell anyone about anything, you need brand. So we started working, I went door to door and got other merchants to get involved, and we came up with the realization we needed a name. So everyone helped. Center City District helped, Paul Levy and his team. The merchants all had ideas, and luckily, Gyro Worldwide Ad Agency moved into our neighborhood, so they got involved.
Right across the street.
Right across on the corner of 13th and Sampson. So long story short, 4 names went to a vote, 120 merchants, actually at that time 60 merchants voted, and Midtown Village was one of the ones put forward for 2 reasons. Midtown because geographically that's where we are, and Village because when the Greeks, we learned this through doing some research, when the Greeks first settled in Center City, it was on Quince Street and Camac Street and was called the Greek Village. We wanted 2 names like every other neighborhood, Northern Liberty's Old City, and so that's how Midtown Village was born.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Looking around your gallery here, now you said you have 2 sides of your gallery. One is called Absolute Pop, and what's the other one called?
Absolute Abstract.
Okay. Now you carry a varied different types of artwork here. Tell us about the different types of artwork that you have.
Bruce and Nancy McGaw have been printing for the art and framing stores for years,
okay,
and they launched this product as we were opening. So we're really, we offer everything they have available. They have an acquisitions team that looks for talent.
Okay.
So they've got photography, abstract, country, floral. If you look around, there's pop art, there's children. They're the exclusive publisher for Disney. So we're really limited to what they have, but luckily, every month there's hundreds of new things coming out.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now David, tell us about you.
Well, I am 23 years old, and what is there to know about me?
You thought of the idea.
I thought of the idea. It was my
Right.
idea. I had been working for a company where these frameless art was coming in. They were flying off the wall, and I was like, "There is a business here." So that was sort of the background. We didn't really have an art background. We want people to feel comfortable coming in, not feeling like they have to know about art or about what artist is this or that. We're all about comfort. Here you can buy a piece that matches your sofa, and it's okay. We encourage it.
That's great. That's
So,
great.
yeah.
Now, what type of customers do you normally get?
Across the board, I wish there was one because we could market to them, but it's everybody. It's from the college kids who are enjoying these the pop art side with the lower prices, to families who are redoing bar areas in their basement. They love the tin signs at 15 bucks, and then to people who are doing living rooms and they need the big canvas pieces and the oversized pieces. So it's really across the board.
There's 2 demographics in the canvas that I see the most of. One is the family just starting out that needs that piece for over the sofa, and the second are the empty nesters that have left their suburban homes and sold a lot of the stuff, or if it's valuable, put it in storage, or given it to their children or their children, and then they've moved back in the city for the the convenience of all the theater and all the restaurants, and they want a more contemporary, new look, but they're not ready to spend a fortune again redoing their space.
Exactly.
That's a big part of our demographic as well.
Now, what kind of prices do you have here so our viewers will know when they come to Absolute, what can they expect as far as pricing is concerned?
Super easy. The big pieces are $329, like you see behind us here.
Okay.
And they're $329 all the way down to $39 for the little art block.
And the art blocks, which are the giclée prints on paper and then on masonite board, then a UV coating, they're $39. They drop a little bit when you buy in multiples.
Yeah.
And the UV coating allows them to be safe from humidity, so they're fine for kitchens in this case. The steam's not going to affect them.
Now, this is somewhat reminiscent of Andy Warhol.
It is a Warhol piece, and our publisher is licensed with the artist or the Artist Foundation for every image that we print. In most cases, if it's done on canvas and resizable, it's a living artist who's authorized it.
And even though this is $329 and it's 48 by 33, it can be medium, which is smaller, 24 by 36. It can be smaller, 20 by, and that medium is $249, or smaller for $190. It can be any size you want, all the way up to 5.5 feet on the short end, and proportionately as long as that would take it. And everything's priced by the inch.
Tell us about the process. How, if I wanted this in a smaller size, what do you do and how do you do that?
Well, our publisher, Bruce McGaw Graphics, has the license agreements with the artists. So they have their original painting scanned in a drum scanner, really high resolution image. And now that they've got this very high resolution image, they can take the image and shrink it proportionately or enlarge it. Once they have it to the size that we ask for, it's then, I'll just show you the back, it's then printed right on linen canvas. The ink's absorbed on the canvas, and by linen I mean it's the best canvas you can get. It's what an artist would paint on. They then stretch it over these nice 2-inch stretcher bars and then reinforce them so it'll last you a lifetime.
That's incredible.
A protective laminate described in that label is then projected onto the image so that the ink is actually encapsulated, so humidity and sun won't affect them. And then our customers get to choose from 7 different hand-stained hardwood moldings. They're all made from reforested trees. And you can also wrap the image itself around the edge for a softer look. Let's say it's in a hallway or a corridor. So that's how it works.
Great, fantastic.
And I love that we have this one up on the wall this way and the wire going the other way. So we do take liberties from time to time on an abstract piece.
Sure, absolutely. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
That's right.
That looks just as good. Actually, that looks better. It looks like,
that's how the artist wanted it. So. There's something to their vision.
Right.
What I'd like to do now, I'd like to take the viewers on a tour of first Absolute Pop.
Great.
Because that's what popped in my eye when I passed by your establishment here. Very vibrant, very colorful, very exciting. So if you don't mind,
I'll take you
can
to
take
Pop.
Great.
And then you can take
Absolutely.
it.
Come on with us.
Okay.
Here that you have, first of all, I noticed the superhero stuff.
Right.
Particularly with Speed Racer, which there is a movie coming out.
Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk, which is coming out again. Of course, Batman.
Yeah.
And a host of others. Tell us about
So these are all the tin signs. These are the $15. They're modern reproductions. Again, all licensed with the company or the artist that created it. They're super, super easy product to do, and they can go anywhere. And I'll tell you, it's interesting, the comic book fans, and there are millions of you in this world, they love these tins. And the older people, 20 plus, love the retro. The younger ones, they want the modern. So everything, all the colors in the logo are what's on the walls, and it's what's on our bookshelves. So that was the whole tie-in all the way through. And a little nod to Liechtenstein with our pop art dots there. So we say Absolute Pop because we do like pop art, but the bulk of this stuff is not pop art. But it pops off the wall. So these are giclée prints on paper, then on masonite, I think I mentioned next door, and then into the molding.
Now, are these available in different sizes as well, or are these pretty much?
These are pretty much the size that they are. There are always exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, these are what they are, and that's the size.
Now, I noticed there are some African American art here. Okay. Tell us a little bit about.
So our publisher, again, is licensed with artists from across the world. Bearden is probably the best known that our publisher is licensed with. And just got these in a couple weeks ago, and they've been very popular. It is a great piece. And all of our pieces have the name of the artist and the title of the piece.
And what are the price points on some of them?
So again, all the art blocks are $39 for one. 2, they drop to $38 a piece. 3, $37. 4 or more, $36 a piece. It's a lot of information. Most people tune out up to 39.
That's 39. That's the magic number, 39.
Right. 39 they're okay with after I start talking. And then the other popular African American artist is Holton. really known for his etching, but he did a lot of painting as well. So.
Fantastic work. Now I'm looking up top there. Is that John Stango up there?
That is a Stango. That falls out of our normal range of pricing. That piece happens to be $1,200.
Okay.
But we had a special event happening tonight.
Okay.
And John is painting live in the shop. This wall is pretty much dedicated to Warhol. Again, going back to the whole pop art side of it, and that's an absolute pop's name of the shop. But our publisher has such a deep inventory of Warhol images that I could fill this entire shop with Warhol and change it every day for a year. I mean,
He has that much?
The depth of his work is just phenomenal. So I'm trying to do the things that people know, like the Marylands, like the soup can.
Sure.
But then this is not Warhol.
Okay.
This is Jasper Johns. But you know, sometimes
Same
I have to fill in.
Yeah.
But the Cat series, extremely popular. A lot of people don't know he did cats.
Yeah, I don't. You know, particularly when it gets shot at that. I never knew that he did cats. And
Yeah.
so, like, were they originally watercolors or markers?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. I think watercolor, if I had to guess. But this series was called 25 Sams. All these cats are named Sam. Warhol quotes are extremely popular. There are 8 in that series. I'm down to 5. They tend to sell relatively quickly. Warhol's just always going to be iconic. It's always going to be a good product for us to carry. I just want to try and bring in some pieces that people haven't seen before.
Absolutely. And it seems like you've done that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I keep trying.
Now this big piece here, this is Stango again.
And this is on auction through the end of this month, the end of April.
So it's still kind of wet.
Yeah, if you touch it, you figure it would go right to it.
You're one of the owners of Absolute Pop. What does art mean to you?
To me, art needs to be fun. It needs to be something that makes you feel good. I think when you walk in our store, even if you walk by our store, most people put a smile on their face because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel, how can I say it? Just comfortable.
There are other things happening in the world, like, there's political things, there's religious things. People are going through all kinds of trials and tribulations in their lives.
Right.
What does this mean? What does Absolute Pop mean to them? Why would they want to come here and buy a piece of art?
Right. Interesting question. I think it's a little bit of a respite from the craziness of the world, and they can come here, they can find beauty in something that they can have a little piece of. There's all the talk about the recession, and I don't think you're going to see people sinking thousands and thousands into artwork, but they can come here and invest $40 and take home a piece of art that they're going to be able to enjoy for many, many years. So I think it's just a nice little getaway.
When you started this, did you ever think it would be as popular as it is now?
Did we ever think? We always hoped. I don't know if we ever thought it would be. James and I are both very hard workers, so there's no doubt that we were going to do everything we could to make it successful. But yeah, I think we have a great product. I think we have a great partnership with Bruce McGough. I think we're the type of people who take it back to basics in terms of customer service, which is lacking in so many places. For us, the customer service is truly a point of difference, and we work hard on that. It's not an accident that you get the one-on-one attention that you get when you come in. Whether it's buying an art block or it's buying a $350 piece, you get the same amount of attention. And we want you to be happy. Every morning you look up or wake up and look at your piece. We want you to have good memories about getting it.
So David, tell me what you have planned for the future. I know you have the summer coming up, the fall coming up. What's happening here at Absolute?
Well, we do this great thing called Work in Progress, where we have one of our artists from our original wall. They paint live in the window. We actually put them up into the window and have them paint, so it's cool. And they donate the piece, and we keep it up for auction for 2 weeks, and everything benefits local charities. We haven't selected our charities for this year. Last year it was Mazzoni Center and Big Brothers Big Sisters, both of which we enjoyed working with. But this year I think we're picking 1 or 2 other ones. So it's a really neat thing. Our artists get behind it, and it starting to get a good following, so we're excited to get that up and running.
For me, I don't have an education in art. I don't have a lot of experience in art. But what I think is art is like wine. It should be what you like. You don't have to match everything perfectly so that the whole room has the same kind of style. Our house is extremely eclectic because we lived overseas a number of years. Okay. But I think that art is what we want to do is make art available to the masses and make it be quality, but also make it be affordable. And we help people with how they design their space, depending on how much or how little help they want. for us, art is about affordability, customization, because we can resize things and make whatever their budget is work for them. And the last part about art is, you know, some people don't walk into galleries because it's a really difficult thing sometimes, because you have to ask for a price list, and the person behind the desk may or may not get up and help you. We get up, we give a cold towel in the summer to everybody who walks in the door. Nice. In the winter, we give a little bit of hot mulled cider. We shake their hand. We want people to feel comfortable coming in, because if you're not spending thousands of dollars, you're spending a couple $100. You still get something you like. And we're not going to tell you have to do this Renaissance period or this something. We say, what do you like? What are your styles? You know, and we try to help them get it done. And so for us, art should be a little bit simpler than it's been in the past. People aren't collecting at our store, they're decorating at our store.
Absolutely. And it seems more of a customer service factor with your organization, whether than just coming in and buying a piece of canvas. It's more to it than that. It's how you treat people when they come in.
I spent 25 years in the hotel business working for people, and in 5-diamond, 5-star hotels, which, you know, service is everything, knowing their name from when they leave the car to they get to the bellman. So we try to apply some of those techniques into this experience, creating great moments of truth for people. So they'll go tell their friends. I mean, what better advertising is there than to have someone tell their friends, look at this great piece of art that I just got, and it was a good experience, I wasn't stressed out, didn't cost a lot of money. So that's what we're trying to do, you know, trying to be smart business people, but also create a point of difference in the experience.
Wonderful. James, it was a pleasure
having
you on the show. You and David have a wonderful shop here. We're at Absolute Pop here in Center City, Philadelphia, beautiful Center City, Philadelphia, at 13th and Sam's.